What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another Prize Picks NBA player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys a 6-pick flex that I already did lock in myself, that I already sent over to the VIP. Looking to give you guys 6 fantasy score props. So you should be able to lock these in. Beat the bumps. I will be going live later as well, sharing with you guys some KJKDFS VIP plays for free as well. So be on the lookout for that. Go to my YouTube channel. I'll have a live going later on as well. But I have a 6-pick flex all fantasy score for the pre-recorded, so you should be able to tail. We had a sweep last night on Prizepicks over in the VIP, and we had a sweep on multiple apps. So we had Prizepicks, Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, and Better Picks all sweeping last night. Over there, if you'd like to join, I would love to have you join. If not, you just want the free content, that's perfectly fine. Would be greatly appreciated, though, if you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. It is free. It takes 2 seconds to do. It does really help me out, and I'll be helping you guys out with these videos for free all NBA season long. I do want to give some quick shout-outs for the pre-recorded guys, and then we'll dive right into the 6-pick flex. As I stated, have placed it, already sent it in, but I got to give some shout-outs to some VIP members because I haven't given shout-outs in forever, and they deserve it. So, like I said, these were mine. We had the better, the sleeper, the underdog, and the prize picks, but it wasn't just myself, right? All these members tailing. We had a lot here from Ed the Fred. Better picks, that same one that I pulled up for you guys. He turned 35 into 700, 40 into 1,000 on the 6-pick flex on prize picks that I had discussed, that I shared over there. Had another one with a $1,000 win on prize picks, another one 55 into 1375. Spood 1212, cashed in on that better picks 5-pick as well, and the underdog fantasy 3-pick that I had shared. So $30 on underdog, 100 on better picks. Imula cashing in with us as well with that same underdog 3-pick, turning a nice $120 win on underdog, $5 into 150 on better picks. He went ahead and used the Jokic promo along with the other picks that I had discussed for the sweep. So just want to give some shout outs to all of those guys over in the VIP, and congratulate everyone on cashing in. And like I said, I'm going to share with you guys a slip right now that I have already sent over there. We'll break down exactly why I like the plays, and then I will be sharing even more on the live stream. I have a new idea. Rather than just going with fantasy score props or random props that I like for the live stream, every 50 likes we get, I'll be dropping a VIP slip to you for free on live on Prize Picks, Underdog, and Better Picks. We'll zoom around whatever app there's good value on at the time that I can still promote plays that haven't been bumped. I'll give it to you guys for free on the live for all of you that support the content. So let's get into it. Let's go game by game as we always do. Like I said, I got 6 for you, and we'll break down exactly why I like them, exactly why we want to put them in the same slip. The first guy I want to discuss is going to be in the Atlanta Hawks. He's the 6th man for the Atlanta Hawks, and I think that Prizepicks has massively misrepresented his fantasy score prop here tonight. And Bogdanovich comes off the bench for the Hawks, 245 over under 7-point spread. His minutes have been increasing pretty heavily here with them dealing with an injury to their backup center in Okongwu. So naturally, those minutes are filtered out of the rotation. We look at the latest minutes for the Atlanta Hawks here and exactly how it's breaking down as of late. You can see Bogdan 29, 27, respectively, 31. Clint Capella was out in these games is one thing I will mention, but he's expected to return here. However, his minutes are going to be limited, right? So he's coming back with a minutes limit. That should cut into Bogdan's minutes slightly, but with there still being no Okongwu, like I said, a guy that was playing 33, 32, 34, 36 minutes, it's still going to free up plenty off the bench for Bogdan, who's a guy when we're looking at his season-long stats, how does he break down? What's his fantasy point per minute production? All that fun stuff we always want to look at. Usage rate. Bogdan, 22% usage rate off the bench. He's putting up 0.99 fantasy points per minute. So he's putting up essentially 1 fantasy point per minute, and he's playing like 28 minutes per game. Then we look at where Prizepicks has him priced here tonight. Talked about the total, guys, 245. If we're taking overs, we want fast, up-tempo game environments. This one fits the bill, has a high total. Anytime we can get that added bonus, we want it, right? And it has the 3rd highest pace on the entire slate as far as projected pace with a 100.9 pace metric. So Bogdan's too low. Like I said, he's put up like a fantasy point per minute. He's playing in the upper 20s. They have him in the lower 20s. All my projections are pointing to this guy. He should have been priced, in the upper 20s here. I got him projected to go out there and put up in the upper 20s. I mean, as far as like an exact number, I've already done all the research on this, but yeah, like 28, 27, 28 fantasy points. He's averaging 26.9 over his last 5. Everything lining up here for a bit of a misprice here on Bogdanovic. So that'll be pick number 1 here. Rocking with the over 23.5 fantasy score for him. And then a lot of these picks are going to come from the same exact game. So we'll just break them down pretty quick because I have like all of these guys projected over. The only possible thing that could go wrong for us is if this game does turn into a blowout, which it does have a 16-point spread, but I don't try to predict blowouts. And the good news is if we're playing all these players on the Washington Wizards that we're going to discuss, and they perform, the game's not going to turn into a blowout, right? So if the game does, we're kind of out of trouble, but it's one slip, you move on to the next. If the game goes to overtime, for instance, though, let's say, we're going to be very happy and counting our money. So I actually have 3 different players that I have projected over by a pretty sizable margin here tonight on the Washington Wizards. It's Tyus Jones, it's Denny Avdija, and it's Marvin Bagley. There's no Gafford now on this Washington Wizards squad. They went ahead and traded him over to the Mavericks, and Jordan Poole is now coming off the bench, which is really shaking up this rotation, right? So we look at the minutes. What these guys are expected to play, it's really going to be those 6 guys that we talked about, right? You got the 5 starters in Kuzma, Tyus Jones, Denny Avdija, Kyle B. Poole, and then Kispert, Bagley, right, filing into the rotation as well, right? But Bagley, a guy that's now going to have an opportunity to see some massive minutes upside, and a guy that's a very good fantasy point per minute producer. So Tyus, Denny, and Bagley, I all have going over here tonight. The last game against Denver, 130-110 blowout. They're on the second half of a back-to-back. Doesn't necessarily hurt our feelings, as, a guy like a Marvin Bagley, for instance, didn't play as many minutes. He should be good to go on the second half of a back-to-back, and they are fresh off the All-Star break, so all these guys should be pretty well rested. So all of these things factored in, right, guys? Tyus Jones, fantasy point per minute production. The pace in this game is the fastest pace game on the entire slate with a 102.1 pace metric. So this game is expected to absolutely fly. That makes us happy. We got Tyus Jones putting up 1.02 fantasy points per minute, getting right around 30 fantasy points per game, playing right around 29 minutes. Now, these guys have been involved in so many blowouts, because they're not the greatest, right? But when they're close games, we're talking mid-30s for these guys. So expect low to mid-30s starting minutes for all of these guys we're discussing throughout this rotation. We just need the game to stay close. If it does, Tyus should be able to surpass his fantasy score. I talked about liking him. The second guy is going to be Denny Avdija at the small forward position. He's putting up a total, as far as a permanent basis, 1.03 fantasy points per minute. 29.4, you can see 28.1 minutes per game. He's actually going to play in the mid-30s if the game can just stay close. I think a lot of these guys' minutes per game are kind of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Falsely represented due to blowouts, right? They're a little bit lower than they should be. Marvin Bagley, 1.08 fantasy points per minute, playing 20 minutes per game. Just talked about this new starter role. Do expect him to get some more minutes. So all of these guys I have going over. My model, the projections we discuss, we need the guys to play their full allotment of minutes. They're projecting the full allotment of minutes. If this game turns into a 50-point blowout and they're sitting the bench the whole fourth quarter, it is what it is. It sucks. We're going to kind of eat the loss on this ticket, but we're giving ourselves the best possible chance to cash in a full 6-pick flex. And I literally have all these guys going over by like a pretty sizable margin. If you've been tuning into my videos or my live streams, you've heard me say before, Prizepicks is now very good at setting these fantasy score props, right? So the edge isn't going to be too crazy. Tyus Jones has been clear on this very consistently, man. This man's putting up 39.5 over his last 5. This is a great game environment for him to continue. And I do kind of just like to give you guys a ballpark of where I've got him at so you know like what I'm expecting. He's at 29.5. I've got him in the low 30s, so like 33, right, from a base. His ceiling's clearly very high. He's put up 34 last time. That's right around where I'm expecting here again tonight. So he'll be the first one in the game stack that we like. Then I talked about liking Denny Avdija at the small forward position. He also has cleared 4 the last times. He's also averaging like in the upper 30s. He's at 29.5. It's too low. They're misrepresenting him. The only way he doesn't clear is a blowout. I've got him in getting in the mid 30s. So like let's say 34 fantasy points for him. For the second guy on the Wizards, and then I talked about liking Marvin Bagley as well, right, guys? At the 24.5, new role, playing more. You can see he's cleared in each of the last 3 games, and he didn't even play that big of minutes last time out. First half of a back-to-back, he only went out there and played 17 minutes. Possible foul trouble, maybe? I don't really know. Let's look at the game logs and find out. But regardless, he didn't play as many minutes as he typically would. No, just the blowout. 17 minutes, first half of a back-to-back. He got all the way to 28 and 30 minutes the last couple times out. And then I can give you an exact projection on his minutes here tonight, just to, I like to make it very clear as to like what we're expecting here tonight, right? Got Bagley getting like 25 minutes. So Kuzma 33, Denny Avdija 33, Tyus 32, Bagley 25, and then you throw in the 30 off the bench from Jordan Poole, right? That all lines up for the stuff we're discussing. And Bagley should be able to surpass this if you get those minutes. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if the game's going to stay close, right, we want to run it back on the other side. Another guy I have projected over, so we'll make this short and sweet, is going to be Jalen Williams, another fantastic fantasy point producer. 129 implied total. That's ridiculous from the Thunder aspect. They're expected to really put up a lot of points. Jalen Williams is an absolute beast, man. He can score, rebound, assist, blocks and steals, all fantastic for the Prizepicks fantasy scoring format. 1.06 fantasy points per minute on the season, 34.1 fantasy points per game, 32.1 minutes per game. All these guys are in this great 242 total, right? So we just need the game to stay close. Hopefully it does. If it does, we should be able to have a really good chance at cashing this in. We'll run it back on the other side with Jalen Williams, over 35.5. As you can see, he's clearing this very consistently, and they have him underpriced in my opinion. To give you an exact number on Jalen, I already know. I've got him in the upper 30s. They've got him in the mid 30s, right? I expect him to go out there and get around like 38. So that'd be our 5th. And then to round things out, the last pick we should make pretty quick here. It's going to be Rudy Gobert in this Minnesota Milwaukee game. Another guy I think that Prizepicks has misrepresented. They've got him at 36.5. Rudy Gobert is an absolute rebounding machine. We know that. He can block and steal a lot of blocks and steals upside, which is fantastic. 3 fantasy points for every one of those. And the Bucks have been terrible against opposing centers. They're giving up a lot of fantasy points. They're giving up pretty much 10 plus rebounds per game and over 7 field goals per game. So Rudy Gobert is not exactly a guy that's a elite scorer, but if they're giving up that many rebounds and that many fantasy points around the rim, there could be a lot of opportunity for putbacks. And a 226 over under, 115 implied total for the Timberwolves. They're favored. They have the highest implied total. Nice little bonus, right? He's on the team with the most implied total, the most opportunity for fantasy points, ideally with all the data we're working off. So all overs, guys. Kind of broke down exactly why I like these. You can see the charts actually look pretty nice and green. I really don't care about that. I haven't even looked at the charts prior to recording this video. But this is a 6-pick flex that I already sent into the VIP. Like I said, we had quite the night over there. I'd love to have you join if you're interested, and if not, I will be giving out just 6-pick flexes, 3 picks on Underdog. Like, I'll just be giving out actual tickets that I'm playing on live. For every 50 likes, I'm going to give out a free VIP ticket is the new thing I'm going to be doing to try to give more value for free. Just coming up with more ideas of more stuff I can do for you guys for free, as well as obviously over there, that's non-stop. If you're really looking to ramp up your game and get serious, guys, last night was fantastic. I'm really looking to keep it rolling. I'm excited about NBA being back. Better, sleeper, Underdog, Prizepicks. It was a great way to resume the NBA season. So, last couple things is one, I'll pull it up in the Discord just to show that I did indeed send this. Is one thing I wanted to do. So, boom, here you go. You can see I did send this in to the VIP right here. It's a 1-unit play, so whatever you typically put on a play, go ahead and lock it in. Bogdanovich over, Tyus Jones over, Denny over, Bagley over, Jalen Williams over, and Rudy Gobert over, all fantasy score. and I did lock it in myself. So let's refresh just to prove to you that I always play my plays that I promote. Here it is. So that's the full 6-pick flex. Hopefully you enjoyed, guys. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. It's free. It takes 2 seconds to do it. It's going to help me out. I'll be helping you guys out with these videos for free all NBA season long. I will be going live as well later and giving away more free picks for every 50 likes, like I said. So share the live with your friends. It's going to be on my YouTube channel. And you know, the more engagement, the more value I'm going to provide. I'd appreciate you supporting the content, so I'm going to try to give back as much as I can in free value. So here's one 6-pick flex. I'll be back with even more later on. Wishing you all the best of luck on your Prizepicks NBA player props tonight, and we will see you in the next one.